broke, unemployed, no job, no friends, bad teeth, no car, no prospects, no hope. I'm not describing your ex-boyfriend, I'm just describing me. Welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be talking about the ups and downs, but mostly downs, of being 24 years old. You guys, what a day today has been. I'm a hopeful person, but sometimes the shambles are shambling, and rock bottom, it's got some fucking geodes down here, I must say. I basically am going to a job interview right now. I don't know what that noise was. At Bath and Body Works, and you might be thinking, but don't you already have a job? Yes, I have orientation for Target on Wednesday, today's Monday, so on Wednesday, which I was very excited for and still am, hopefully. But I got a call, and I had that lined up, but then I got a call from Bath and Body Works being like, hey bitch, do you want a job interview? And I was like, yeah, because Bath and Body Works is way closer. So like way closer, like a 30-minute walk versus like a 40-minute like transit ride. So I was like, yeah, but I was thinking like I already have a Target job, but I guess I'll like, you know, be able to negotiate what hours I want and like have that little leverage because I already have a job. Well, the joke was on me because today Target called and they were like, hey bestie. They were not like this. It was really some dude from HR who sounded very tired and like honestly like stressed, and he was like, hey, it says on like your application you put that you're over 18. I was like, yeah. And he was like, but it's saying that you're a minor. And I was like, well, I'm definitely 24. And he was like, yeah, so I don't know what's happening there. It's like, I am not like an 18, like a 17-year-old being like, oh boy, I'm gonna pretend I'm an adult so I can work at Target. But I did work at Target when I was a minor like 7 years ago, which is illegal. I'm not like, I didn't lie about that, but you know, just you have to put that. So I put that I was 17, and dude's like, that might have been why. Can you check your application and like update that if you can and see if that can help? And I was like, sure. And then he hangs up the phone, and then I look at my application and it won't let me open the application because I already was approved for the job. And he sounded like really concerned. He was like, yeah, you should check that out. And I was like, okay. So who fucking knows what's going on? Y entonces, basically I've been really bad about getting my teeth checked, but it's completely on me. Like that's just, the anxiety around dentists. I don't think I have to explain it. Like a lot of people are in that same boat where they don't go for years. I've gone for 4 years. I would have gone sooner, but then literally COVID happened when I was supposed to have my first checkup since my last checkup. And like there's just no way I'm letting anyone put their hands in my mouth when we're in a COVID epidemic, which we still are in one, but it was like at the time there wasn't a vaccine out, so then I just kept pushing it, and the longer you wait the scarier it gets. And so I talked to a friend and I was like, I really need to get my appointment, and she was like, yeah, you should, but we have until October because she and I have the same insurance through our former school, UCLA. So then I like finally was like, I'm gonna be a big girl, I'm gonna call. And I know it's like a week before it was supposed to expire, but I was like, I'm gonna try to figure shit out. I called this place, it's like, we actually do openings. And I'm like, slay. So I give them my info and they were like, your health insurance expired yesterday. It is my fault at the end of the day. I'm not upset with my friend. I do think that maybe the reason she gave me that info is because she's going to a different UC for grad school. I'm not telling you which, but she's going to a different one. So maybe they like just automatically extended her health insurance from our former schools to like fill in the gaps, and she just didn't realize that's what they did. But then I did in fact cry my eyes out. This was only like an hour ago this happened. I cried. I sound on easily, like it was real fucking bad. I called my father. And if I do that, shit's bad. So I then signed up for Medi-Cal, which apparently my father told me that like Medi-Cal, like literally if you have free health insurance, you're penalized for that on your taxes, which is crazy, but unfortunately makes sense because that's how America is. It's so fucked. But then I don't think that even includes like dental, so I just paid for a dental plan that's like $12 a month, which is like really crazy to think about. Because like for example, like you can check on this channel, I did a Dollar Tree haul. I did that because I bought like a bunch of stuff, but it literally is like $12 for the toner that I previously used, and I was like, I don't want to repurchase that. And so then it was like $2 for the toner or $1.25 for the toner that I currently use from Dollar Tree. I tried it last night and it was fucking great. I'm gonna keep using it because sometimes it takes a while to like see if things work, but like it didn't fucking sting, which is crazy. But that difference could literally like basically cover my health insurance for a month, or my dental insurance. Isn't that fucking crazy? I think that's really insane. Which is so crazy cool. The highest tier above $12 is $45 a month, which I cannot currently do, but I want to be able to get to there because thankfully there are providers like for dentists and like primary care that are like less than a mile away from me under the current plan that I'm on, the 12 a month one. But still, it's scary to know I'm technically uninsured probably for like a few more days or like a week or something, so like that's really fucking scary. And I just like cried. Yeah. fun talk, right? For my interview today, I'm not gonna like really be too done with my makeup, because even though I'm in like a kind of conservative town, low-key, I feel like the youthful gay vibes will help. And apparently a lot of y'all think I'm straight, which is fair because I dated a man, and that just like straightened me out in the sense that it caused like heat damage to my soul. Yeah, I feel like even if I try to look gay, I still seem straight somehow, but that's just the way it goes. This like concealer is randomly like blending out really good. I wonder if my skin is like really well moisturized today. Literally the toner like from Dollar Tree I got, it's like a Do With Glow Recipes watermelon toner, and I was so scared because it's like literally it's like a gorgeous pink glass bottle. I was scared because it smells like watermelon and bubblegum, which I knew it smelled like watermelon, but I was still worried about like scents in my skincare. But it didn't sting. Like I was really shocked. And also the stopper on it is so great. The way that it pours out like liquid is like so much better than my CeraVe one, which is crazy because the CeraVe one, like it literally just has like a little hole and it can like so much of it comes out at once. It's crazy. But with the Dollar Tree one, it has like this kind of mechanism, so only like a drop or two comes out at once, so it's like way easier to control, because too much toner makes my face sting, you know. Too much of the CeraVe toner like fucks up my face. So I was just like really in awe of how well she worked. Also my grandma lent me this tank top. Love you, grams. Also, I don't know if my anniversary is at 3 or 4. I thought it was at 4. I lost the post-it note, but I literally saw a sticky note last night that said the time, but if it's at 3 and I'm miss it. Anyways, I like wanted to call, but I was like, that'd be so unprofessional if I called and I was like, hi, if I want my interview today, like that'd just be so, I'm pretty sure it's at 4. I was just out of town for a couple of days because this thing always smells weird. I always just sniff it. I can't not sniff it. I'm so strange about that kind of stuff. But my cousin's having a baby. He's gonna be born like in November, like early November, and I'm like kind of gonna be an auntie, and that's gonna be crazy. I'm so excited to meet him, honestly. It's gonna be a real fun time. It's gonna be nice to have like a youthful presence in the family again, you know, like a really young one. And yeah, so it was just kind of like being out of town, but also just, I don't know, something about being in the air in someone's house, no matter whose house it is, like it just kind of fucks with me. And I'm very happy to be back. And I mean, I'm in my grandma's house, but you know, I have like my own space here, so it's nice to have a little bit of distance. It's really scary right now, just like not just like still applying for retail stuff when like the idea of having like a bachelor's degree is to have like a better job than this. And I am on my LinkedIn grind, and I'm like definitely overqualified for what I'm like going into right now. It's just like the way that I was just thinking, I was like, if I could literally get like a 75k or even like a 50k job right now, and it would completely transform my life. And 50k is honestly on the lower end of what I deserve or what even anyone should get, especially as a bachelor's degree person. But then I'm like, oh my god, a lot of people probably think that way, like if I just had this one thing happen to me, you know. And I have to make it happen, and that's exciting but scary. And that's again also why I'm like pushing products and social media. I really don't want to annoy you guys, I'm sorry, but unfortunately I have to try to find a way to make social media work for me, because just by virtue of like working minimum wage and stuff, and like it's like long hours and like low pay, I'm like not like holding my content hostage, but just as a result of having jobs, it's gonna be less content that I'm able to put out. So that's why it's really not to like sell out, it's literally just to try to make this viable so I can make more content for you guys. I know I tried to use this just for summer, but it's 90 fucking degrees out and I'm just feeling like using this blush, so. Something I realized, like, about myself, and this is, like, I think a really important discussion to be had. I feel like a lot of, like sometimes conversations about overconsumption can become classist, because I feel like I felt this way for a while, but I feel like I don't really, like, want too much stuff, and a lot of, like, poor people don't really want too much stuff. It just seems like a lot of stuff because we don't have very big houses. Like, we just don't have a lot of space for it, you know? And, like, there's a difference between, like, a person with a small apartment having not enough space for things, and someone who's, like, very wealthy not having enough space for things and, like, their mansion, you know? And it's like, we shame people for, like, having way too much stuff to fit in their house, but it's like, how big is that place in the first place? I've given up so many things, and I literally, like, both times that I've moved, I've felt so insecure about how much stuff I had. Even my fucking shit loser ex-boyfriend was, like, an ass when I moved into, like, my newer place, and he was, like, or my place for the summer, and he was, like, so in awe of how much stuff I had. And I can't remember exactly what he said, but he made, like, snarky comments. He was like, you've way less than your roommate does, which wasn't true, by the way, because she already had stuff in the closet. And anyways, sorry. You all know how it is. Men be trifling. When I moved out of my father's place earlier this year, my friend was like, "This is all you're bringing?" Wow. When I moved out of the summer place, and another friend helped me move, she was like, "I thought you'd have more." And then when I came here, my grandmother's caregiver was like, "I thought you'd have more stuff." You know, it's like, but I made to feel like I have so much because it's just like such a cramped space. In the way that we should not settle for shitty men or shitty lovers. I know I am gay, to be clear, but it's complicated on the bisexual front. I don't know what that is, but for me, but I am a gay woman. I've always been attracted to women. My questions about my sexuality I've never questioned whether I like women, so let's just keep that clear, okay? But I'm using this blush, I don't know if it's doing shit. In the same way that we should never settle for lovers, we should not settle for life. I equally think that people who are like, I'm manifesting my wealth, so I'm gonna spend like I'm wealthy, I think that's really fucking stupid too. I'm not condoning any of that at all. That's not what I'm doing myself. But I don't think that I should limit, you know, my desires. I think, you know, that's why I like to kind of go window shopping too. I like looking at things and thinking like one day I'm gonna be able to afford that. And it keeps me motivated and reminds me of the life that I want to have. And I'm not gonna be less of a material girl spiritually. I'm not gonna want less of certain things. I mean, some things I do recognize would be impulse purchases and would be, as someone on TikTok says, like junk and garbage. And there are some things that are that. Like, I don't need like a million mugs with Hello Kitty on them, you know what I mean? If that's your thing, if like you really are enthusiastic about that, that's great. But do you know what I'm saying? It helps me realize which desires are just fleeting desires and which things I'd actually want to have for like a good amount of time. But I'm always gonna want to have like a bunch of cute Juicy Couture pouches. I'm always gonna want to have some cute like robes and slippers and like a bunch of fun like themed brushes and things like that, and like makeup. And I don't think anything wrong with that. I know that this part of who I am and what makes me me, and I love this, like, just having lots of fun different things to play around with. I can't find my contour. Where is my contour? I just wonder if that materialistic condemnation is wrought from people within the same class group, or, you know, to like, because they feel like jealous and they want to make each other feel guilty for like having things. But I also wonder if it's like kind of created or cultivated by wealthy people who don't want to see poor people have like lots of things too, and they want their life to remain inaccessible. I found my contour, thank God. That song that's like, I just killed a man, she's my alibi, that's like, when I'm out of breath, she's my vitals, like that's literally with my nose contour. It doesn't matter, like, because I'm not wearing like face like powder contour today, you know, my more intense contour. I'm just using my elf one, but I still need nose contour. Yeah, I feel I'm so pretty. I love that. Okay. Oh fuck, I almost just whatever. I need to put my primer on my eyes before I can go and spray my face. And you put highlight on too. Also, there was like this project I've been telling you guys about, and I'm like not sure how that's going. It basically am hired to create like a certain thing for this company, and I sent them like we had like pretty consistent communication. I sent them like part of like the next draft of it, or like the next portion of the project, and they haven't responded. And so I responded like a week later, and I was like, hey, like what's going on? And they're like, oh, we will be reading it soon, we just have like this thing ahead of it first. And it's like they haven't responded in like a couple weeks now, and I'm just like using this sucker as my face highlight. So yeah, kind of what my idea is for like my philosophy on money and desire and career is that I'm too young to settle. I thought that when I was 21, I still think that now. I'm too young to settle. So that doesn't mean I'm too young to like accept minimum wage jobs. I'm too young to be saving money this much. No, I'm gonna be saving money. I'm gonna be better at stuff. I'm gonna work minimum wage if I have to, no shame. But it doesn't mean I'm just gonna resign myself to always just have this kind of life and not aspire for something more and dream of something more and look at those like videos of girls going to TJ Maxx and getting a bunch of shit as inspiration for me. It's still gonna be the inspo. Also, I like took hard pan off a lot of my products, so I mean there's still a little bit on this one, but it's much better than it was before. Thank God. Thank God. I'm just gonna carve out my nose first. And I don't mind powdering my face as a dry skin bitch, because that's what setting spray is for. I just put a fuck ton of setting spray on, because setting powder, it's not just to like take off oil, it also just like smooths out shit on your face, and like those parts maybe didn't blend so well, or there's a little bit of patchiness on your foundation or something. Putting a foot ton of this on. For my foundation, or my eyeshadow, I'm gonna put on my Anna. What time is it? I literally don't know what time it is. Well, oh, push my Apple Watch. Oh, okay, it's 2:39. Hopefully I don't interview at 3 or I'm fucked. I sharpened this guy too. I finally got a pencil sharpener for makeup, which was awesome. I'm so happy for that. Recently, I used this Emily in Paris palette, and I had a lot of fun with it. I used it to ready for the baby shower, because I don't want to bring like a full palette, and I know I have my Natasha Denona palette, and maybe I'll use a little bit from it, but I want to use my Emily in Paris one. So I should use some of this though. When I'm making money, see, I'm always thinking of things to buy, but I'm not gonna actually spend. When I'm making money, I want to get like an empty eyeshadow palette, and honestly just like the pot shadows I'm actually gonna use, because some of the warm ones I'm not gonna use, and that's okay. We live and we learn. I didn't know at the time that I wouldn't want to use them, and now I do. So I'm gonna start by doing a base of this shade Mod, because we're really getting through Mod. Let's just ring this one out. Just a good base shade. I love a good base shade. Probably have a little bit of shadow left on my brush, but I don't give a fuck. Emily in Paris palette. Everyone was talking about Emily in Paris because they like, because at like the baby shower, like, well, so when I was like visiting family, we talked about Emily in Paris because my cousin's husband is from France, and she and him like watching the show, and so does my other cousin. And so I told one of my cousins, like, I was like, oh my gosh, I brought my Emily in Paris palette, and she was like, why do you have that? And I'm like, Why are you like so confused? Like, it's fun, that's why. Can we bond? I thought that was like a fun thing, but I felt like, I was like, what's wrong with that? Oh god, that's pigmented. Which is great, but I did not expect it to be that pigmented. It's a good palette. I will say some of the colors are not good with brushes. This one is, but this shade, I'll Do Me, this one, like this purpley one right here, it was awful on the brush, but when I used it on my finger, I'll show you in a second, like it was great. Let me use my, I do think this palette isn't perfect for just like one look cohesively. It did decently enough, but I'm glad to have my Natasha Denona palette because this is so pigmented. Yeah, let's just like blend the shit out of that. I'll use my shade Vivienne too, which also has some pan in it. So I'm gonna take the shade I'll Do Me now, actually. I'll Do Me now. This one, it's like, do you see that? I love that color. It's got a little bit of glitter in it. That's so beautiful. With a brush, it really doesn't do shit, unfortunately, but when you just pack it on, like, that is so pretty. And I don't usually like warm shades on my eyes, but these just kind of work, right? You're seeing the vision, I'm seeing the vision. I think that's so beautiful, and I'm really having fun. Like, it's fun. And I've had this for a while, by the way, to be clear. I've had this for like several months. I just was gonna leave it in storage until I finished my other ones, but I just can't help myself. The shade's called Romantic Realist. This one, it's not like great, like that looks actually really good now, but it's like a little, it's not very pigment, it's more glitter and stuff, but it just, this palette is reminiscent of the Downtown Sunrise palette by Maybelline. This one just has a little more colors and it gives me lots of dimension. That's so pretty. And then the shade Provence. It's like a lighter, it's not as like shiny and stuff, but it's still pretty. And the shade of Votre Santé is Gorgina, the shade right here. And that one I really liked for my inner corner. Yeah. Do you see, like, Makeup Revolution gagged me. It almost makes me want their Mean Girls palette, which I'm not getting because I don't know. But they have like a Makeup Revolution has like a Mean Girls palette and it's like $24. I'm like, whoa. Remember your root. Yeah. I'm gonna add this Amour shade, which reminds me of one that was in the Natasha Denona Renaissance palette, honestly. I'm actually gonna use this finger, which I had I'll Do Me on. It's like coppery. I'll add that here. Oh, that didn't do as much as I remembered it doing. That's okay. I'll add that here. That did a little more there. Rub off on my finger again, and then I'll Do Me once more because I think the glitters kind of took away the pigment. There we go. Oh my god. Oh my god. Bones shade. I'm just gonna put it like here. I just kind of am liking the look of like a little eyeshadow under the eyes. I used to think my quirks were like special to me, but now or like particular to me, but now I'm thinking that a lot of people have them, but in a very cute, unifying way. Does anyone else just like shuffle through Australian and cowboy and British accents like I do? Like, I know the British accent's a popular one, but I don't know. I know that Noor is also popular, but I can flex that I've been doing the Noor thing for like 10 years because that was on So Random, which was like, if you even remember, it was like a Disney Channel show that was like a spin-off of Sunny with a Chance, and there was like this character named Angus who had abs for days, and he would always say, oh, Nora, adding this light blue eyeliner, which is actually way more versatile than I thought it would be, from LA Colors. In order to still like actually remind myself that it's fall and feel the fall vibes, I'm using a fall blush that I adore. I don't know if it's like what other people would consider fall, but for me, like, well, it's more winter, I guess, but still kind of gives me that vibe. If this will ever fucking open. It's this one. Okay, it's this ColourPop shadow. It's lilac-y. I have a Romand one that would probably work a little better. It's a Korean one, but it's so much smaller, and I actually do want to preserve the shit out of that. Like a lot of things I'm like, yeah, let's pile it on, but I don't want that to go hip pan anytime soon. So I'm using this lilac-y shade. I use like a similar like light pink when I use that Maybelline Sunkisser blush, but this will really just kind of lighten things up and bring that coolness in. It's like subtle, but I really think it does a lot. and it really just helps with the vibe. See, even though this is not like usually the kind of eyeshadow color I'd go for, I still feel sexy. I feel really fucking sexy actually. I feel pretty. And I'm really excited for this interview. But now lips. Wearing my Whirl lip liner and then putting Velvet Teddy on it and also having warm eyeshadow takes me the fuck back in kind of a nice way. Doing makeup and stuff and feeling like things weren't gonna end in disaster was a nice time. I'm not coating my whole lips. Oh my god, that smell, yes. Because my lips are really fucking dry right now. They actually don't look that dry, but they're very fucking dry. So I think I'm gonna add a little bit of Secret Club by Revlon because I just love a little pink in the center. Fuck it, I will use the creme brulee one. I really want the pink to show through of like the pink of the lipstick. Doesn't seem the brush that much, that's good, or the wand. Okay, that was good. Okay, because even though I want this to actually preserve this one a bit, it's so fogged and it's like years old. It's years old. So let's finish her off. I'm gay and I'm afraid, but I'm gonna be okay. So are you bitches. And yes, you are gay. If you're watching this, you're fucking gay. Thank you for watching this video. I'm so pretty. These are the close-ups. I have a jolly good time. Also, I wrote like a few songs for a concept record, so if you're here from like my main channel, surprise bitches, I'm working on stuff. I love you so dearly. Thank you for watching. Links below. Please like and subscribe. Bye.